The following segment is sponsored by Good Life Financial Advisors.
The upcoming presidential election has a monumental impact on the nation as a whole, but financial advisors say investors would be unwise to make a big investment decision based solely on who's occupying the White House. Frederick Shows from Good Life Financial Advisors is with us this morning. Hi, Frederick.
Good morning, Margaret. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. I know you held a virtual shareholder event recently, and the presentation was called 10 Truths Regardless of Who Wins the Election. One of the biggest and most reassuring truths is no matter who wins, markets have performed well under both parties, right?
Yes, the SP Index has delivered an annual return of 11% over the last 75 years. That's through both Democratic and Republican administrations. Honestly, neither party can lay claim to superior economic or financial market performance.
All right. Well, another key point of the presentation was no matter who wins, investors are better off staying invested. Talk about that.
Yeah, the best performing portfolios over the last 120 years were ones that stayed fully invested through both Democratic and Republican administrations. Partisan portfolios tend to underperform. Stock market has risen consistently, and the more investors participate, the better they did.
And another point you wanted to make is that despite what people might think, we don't radically re-engineer the U.S. economy with the election of a president.
We don't. That's obviously been a big fear of a lot of our investors, but there's a system of checks and balances in place. Despite concerns about major government policy changes, business investment and government spending have stayed remarkably consistent. And despite government spending programs, the Dow has achieved returns of approximately 10% annualized.
And you want investors to realize the historical narrative is not always as people remember it, right?
Historical narratives don't always inform the future. During the Obama administration, one of the big fears was massive inflation. However, we ended up spending time in a long disinflationary period. Under President Trump, capital expenditures have actually been below their historic growth rates. Charts here, we have a chart, I believe, on the screen, talk about the metric for each president in dark blue compared to the long-term annual growth rate for that particular metric.
Yeah, well, looking at all that, there's obviously not enough time to get through the whole 10 Truths presentation, but to sum it all up, you say don't confuse partisan politics with market analysis.
Yeah, right. There's really only one indicator that you really want to watch. That's the misery index. That tends to be a better predictor than the pundits are. It's really a combination of unemployment, inflation, and again, we should have a graphic up there talking about that. Regardless of who you favor, please don't let your politics disrupt your financial planning. The dire predictions of disappointed voters tend not to come true.
We love your reassuring message. Now tell us about the services you offer at Good Life Financial Advisors, how you do business there.
We coach. It's quite frank. We get to understand our clients' stories, where they're from, their businesses, their families, and we base our recommendations around understanding of their wealth and how they want to proceed with their wealth.
And you're a good partner in that coaching. People love working with you. They can contact you. The information on screen right now. Email frederick.shows@goodlifefa.com or find him on Facebook or LinkedIn. Frederick Shows, Good Life Financial Advisors. We really appreciate having you here, and we look forward to having you back soon.